Welcome back. Let's checking on in. Nope, let's just check in with our friend Mike Eppel. Checking on in.
Sounds like a country
to the east side. Good morning, Mike. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
You are to the east side, right? Where you are? You're in Durham region.
That's correct.
See?
In Durham, yes. Parts unknown in Durham region.
Good morning to you, my friend. What are you watching today?
We're watching a big deal in the cannabis sector, Melanie, right off the bat this morning. Aphria and Tilray, some of the already larger players, are teaming up in a near $5 billion deal. And this is the consolidation that many of the analysts had expected, because these cannabis companies, were expected to make all sorts of money, and that did not materialize. In fact, the market is oversupplied. Most recently here in Durham region, Canopy Growth, for example, announced they're shutting down their operations in Clarington. They had a production facility there, one of 5 that they're shutting down. And this is probably going to lead to job cuts at both of these companies. Aphria is based in Leamington, Tilray's out in Nanaimo, BC. And the cannabis sector has, these stocks at one point, the bubble, so to speak, a couple of years back when it was legalized. But, what's the latest statistics? 80% of people are still getting their supply from their dealers, and the industry is still a bit of a mess. But having said that, in the States, they're going to be further legalizing things, so that might be an opportunity for some of these companies going forward.
Interesting. All right, let's talk a little bit what's happening in Quebec with the lockdown measures, and they're taking it even a step further. So let's break this down.
It's happening, though, after Christmas, where they're looking at non-essential store closures. And the big box stores can only sell groceries and essential items. So the Costcos and the Walmarts are actually going to have to cordon off some of their areas within the stores. Quebec's doing this after the holidays, or during, I suppose, mid-holidays. But you question whether or not it should have been a more forceful move to also include the big box stores here in Ontario. Are they still the root of the spread, so to speak? We're still not getting the empirical data to say, yes, it's this that's spreading COVID-19 or that. Is it restaurants? Is it stores? What have you? And then, you're paying people not to work again, and then should maybe some of that money go into the healthcare sector? I mean, the debate on this and the retrospective discussion about all this when the COVID-19 pandemic comes to an end is going to be very interesting indeed to see how it was handled, where the money was spent, and what the root causes actually were.
Indeed, some big questions that we just happen to have the PM on, so we'll be asking all of that, retrospective for sure. Let's talk a little bit about the paper shortage. Okay, the toilet paper, the paper towel, up and down, depending on during the pandemic, whether or not you found it on the shelves. Is it back on the shelves, Mike, and is it here to stay?
Well, look, it's reminiscent of the cauliflower shortage of 2015. These things, the companies do ramp up their production, and it seems like that's what's been happening. Went to our local grocery store yesterday, and prior to most recently, the stores were absolutely empty of any of the essential items, and now they're fully stocked. And that's what the company said that they were going to do, ramp up production. So it looks like one of the big stories, such that it was for 2020, may be coming to an end at the end of the year.
Mike, we only have time for one more story, so we really should get to this one, and it is courtesy of friends at Rate My Skype Room, right?
Skype Room, yes.
If people don't know about this, it's a Twitter account that takes a look at people's backdrops, and they gave you an amazing score, Mike. What's the score?
Well, I got the top toy tractor room of 2020.
Come on.
So thank you very much, Rate My Skype Room. And this was uninitiated. Prior to this, I had sent in my offering for the work from home, because this has become a thing on Twitter where people are analyzed, judged basically on their backdrop, whether or not it has all of the books and smelling of fine mahogany and whatever it was that Jeremy used to talk about. But yeah, and I've even got a festive theme apparently. Green tractors. Wait, where am I pointing? Okay, there's the John Deere. There's an international, anyway, you get the theme. I didn't even pick up on that I've actually got Christmas colors in the backdrop. And it is Deer-cember, by the way. That's also
on, Mike.
a thing.
Okay, so here's the next step, right? If you already have 10 out of 10, where do you go from here?
I know, right? How do you improve on perfection? That is going to be the huge challenge going forward here. I'll work on it, don't worry.
All right, just maybe give us like one extra thing in the background every day and see if we can spot it. Like maybe put a bow or a little tree.
Find the change.
You got it.
Spot the difference. Yeah. Okay.
You got it.
We'll go with that.
Mike, we also want to present you with a little something, okay? Because of your 10 out of 10 performance, we reveal this. Hello, you deserve it. You deserve that, my friend.
Nice. I like the Massey Ferguson 98 on the right hand side.
There it is.
Is that from Blair?
No, this is from our friend Brian Horn, our graphics department.
Oh, that's awesome, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And you know what? You print that out, put it in the backdrop.
I'm going to print that, frame it, and give it to myself for Christmas, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. Just wrap it up and be surprised.
Oh, what is this?
All right. Well, we're being told to wrap it up from Control Room. They're getting on me, right?
You're right.
I'm just kidding,
Bye.
Mike. Congratulations.
Thank you.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.